Randy, it's all yours.
Thank you. My name is Randy Looney, and I've been with American AVK for almost 24 years. I act as the quality manager. I answer product technical questions from customers and salesmen. I'm the safety manager, and I manage our UL, FM, OSHA, EPA, and ISO documentation and approval systems. I also do some of the engineering and design work for our products. I represent AVK at the American Waterworks Association, serving on the standards writing committees for gate valves, check valves, butterfly valves, and fire hydrants. And I am the chairman of the AWWA committee for wet barrel fire hydrants. I also represent AVK at the Manufacturer Standardization Society, or what we call the MSS, serving on the standards writing committees for valves, hydrants, and also quality standards. I'm the chairman of the MSS Waterworks Committee, and I'm a member of the MSS Board of Directors, currently serving as a personnel director of the organization. So we're going to get started talking about AVK Series 27 fire hydrants, but a little bit about AVK. We were founded in 1941 in Denmark by a gentleman named Og Valdemar Kjær, whose initials are AVK. His son took over about 1971. The son's name is Niels Og Kjær, and Niels is the one that's built it into the worldwide company it is today. Currently, we're still based in Galten, Denmark. The AVK group employs more than 4,300 people worldwide. We're comprised of more than 100 companies, and we're active in more than 120 countries worldwide. American AVK was originally established in the San Francisco Bay Area in 1985. In early 1990, we moved to Fresno, California. Don't know what that was. In 2007, we built our new 180,000 square foot manufacturing facility on 25 acres of land located in Minden, Nevada. Minden's about 40 miles south of Reno near Lake Tahoe. American AVK Company is certified to the ISO 9001 Quality Management Standard and also to the ISO 14001 Environmental Management Standard. The ISO 9001 standard ensures that we follow a continuous improvement process to provide a high level of quality from the moment we take your order all the way until our products are installed and fully operational. The ISO 14001 standard ensures that we follow an environmental management system to help our company to minimize how our operations might negatively affect our environment. And our employee safety program is also included into the ISO 14001 system. Besides our factory in Minden, Nevada, AVK has distribution centers located in Omaha, Nebraska, and also in Nashville, Tennessee. This allows delivery of in-stock products to anywhere in the United States within 24 to 48 hours. Currently, we average about a 6-day delivery time for those items that are not in stock and must be manufactured to your specifications. So now we're going to go into an overview of the features, advantages, and benefits of the Series 27 dry barrel fire hydrant. The AVK fire hydrants are fully compliant with the requirements of the AWWA C502 standard for dry barrel fire hydrants. Our hydrants are listed by Underwriters Laboratories and approved by Factory Mutual. And all AVK fire hydrants are certified to the NSF 61 standard for health effects and also to the NSF 372 standard for low lead requirements. AVK fire hydrants exceed industry standards in regards to flow characteristics and durability, so you can be assured that product quality and safety are our main concerns throughout the design and manufacturing process. The two Series 27 hydrants shown side by side have one pumper outlet and two hose outlets. The nostalgic style is the red hydrant on the left, and the modern style is the yellow hydrant on the right. Keep in mind that all of the lower barrel, inlet base, and internal parts for the Series 2700 and the 2780 are interchangeable between the two styles. The choice between the nostalgic and the modern style hydrant is cosmetic. In other words, it depends on which hydrant you want to have displayed in front of your home or business. Each hydrant is rated for a 250 PSI working pressure. Each hydrant is shell tested to 500 PSI and seat tested at twice the rated working pressure as required by the AWWA C502 standard. In addition, we have completed proof of design testing that includes a shell test at 1,000 PSI, traffic impact testing, and flow testing. In the photo here, you can see AVK hydrant test site that's under construction at the Minden, Nevada airport for a traffic brake flange performance test we did for Houston, Texas. The internal and external coatings of the nozzle section and inlet base is a fusion bonded epoxy that provides excellent corrosion protection. The epoxy coating also provides a smooth lining on the interior surfaces for the lower head loss and better water flow. The internal and external powder coating complies with AWWAC 550 standard, which is written for the interior coatings of valves and hydrants. The epoxy coating also meets the requirements of the NSF 61 and NSF 372 standards. The external coating above ground has an additional polyurethane wet paint layer to provide the correct finish color shade required by the customer and to provide additional corrosion protection. The weather shield is a hat-shaped component that sits on top of the operating nut of the hydrant. As you might expect, the weather shield protects the operating mechanism from the elements like harsh sunlight, rain, or snow. It also protects the bronze operating nut from damage from non-standard wrenches. So if someone tries to operate the hydrant with a pipe wrench, it might damage the ductile iron weather shield, but it won't damage the bronze operating nut. In the unlikely event that the iron weather shield is damaged, it's easier and less expensive to replace the iron weather shield compared to the bronze operating nut underneath. The operating nuts on AVK weather shield and nozzle caps can be supplied in a variety of shapes and sizes to meet the needs of local specifications. We supply a wide variety of square, pentagon, or triangular shaped operating nuts. In areas that require protection from tampering, we can also supply one of two different locking mechanisms, either a locking weather shield or a stainless steel high top thrust collar that surrounds the operating nut. The thrust collar requires a socket type wrench to operate the hydrant. It does not allow a typical hydrant wrench to engage the operating nut. These devices may be installed by the AVK factory when your new hydrant is being built, or they can be installed in the field by the end user. Each hydrant is given a unique serial number that is printed on the paper base tag that is located on the bottom of the inlet base, engraved on the top of the operating nut. Older hydrants will have the serial number engraved on one of the side faces of the pentagon, but because this was an as-cast surface, the serial number was sometimes hard to read, so it was moved to the smooth machine surface on top of the nut some years ago. The unique serial number enables us to determine the date the hydrant was built, who built each hydrant subsection, how the hydrant was configured from the factory, materials used for each component, the pressure test results, and how and to whom it was shipped. In other words, the serial number gives us full traceability to allow better customer service. The thrust nut and operating nut are cast bronze. The same thrust nut is used no matter if the hydrant is open left or open right. The thrust nut is equipped with internal and external O-rings to prevent water or debris from entering the lubrication chamber. The operating nut is specifically machined for open left or open right hydrants and is hollow from top to bottom to allow easier installation of the lubricant. The hole through the operating nut allows air to vent out while the lubricant is being added into the lube chamber. The operating nut is self-lubricating, as oil or grease will flow up the stem rod threads. There is a hole drilled into the side of the operating nut to allow air to enter or escape the internal volume changes to the opening or closing cycle of the hydrant. The operating nut is provided with an upper stainless steel roller bearing to make the hydrant easier to open under high static water pressures. We have also included a lower polyamide anti-friction washer to ease operation during the closing cycle. The thrust nut is secured in place by a stainless steel lock plate and screw. The corrosion-resistant plate makes it easy to adjust the tension of the thrust nut against the bearings by offering 12 different locking positions on the thrust nut. AVK fire hydrants are equipped with an external lubrication fitting, making it easier to lubricate the hydrant during regular scheduled maintenance. No major disassembly is required. The fitting is a standard grease zerk for grease-filled hydrants or a brass plug for oil-filled hydrants. The lubrication fitting is always located at the back of the fire hydrant for safety. That way, the person servicing the hydrant can stand on the sidewalk to service the hydrant and not stand in the street where they're more exposed to passing traffic. The lubrication chamber, which contains the oil or grease required to lubricate the operating mechanism, is sealed by two O-rings in the bottom of the chamber for redundancy. The two O-rings that are mounted on the thrust nut seal the chamber at the top to prevent moisture from getting inside. You always want to use a food-grade lubricant that will survive the temperature range expected for the climate where the hydrant is installed. Temperatures in northern Canada can fall well below -40 degrees and can exceed 120 degrees in Arizona, so a lubricant with a wide temperature range is absolutely required. Also, you want to make sure you do not use a lubricant that contains an acetate or silicone. If water somehow does get into the lube chamber and mixes with the lubricant, it can mix with the acetate and form acetic acid, which is very corrosive to iron and mild steel. However, acetic acid is not corrosive to stainless steel. If you accidentally drip or wipe any silicone-based lubricant on the exterior of the hydrant, you will never be able to have paint stick to that spot again, no matter how hard you clean it. So just make sure no acetate and no silicone in your lubricants. The travel stop nut is used to limit the vertical travel of the stem rod to prevent internal hydrant damage in case the hydrant is over-torqued at the end of the opening cycle. The travel stop nut confines the vertical opening load within the lubrication chamber so that the main valve and stem are not damaged by an over-torque event. All AVK upper stems are made of 304 grade stainless steel as standard. The upper stem rods made of the 316 stainless steel alloy are available as an option. AVK has chosen to provide stainless steel operating stems to reduce the potential for corrosion in the area around the lower end of the lubrication chamber. The stainless steel upper stems also allow AVK to eliminate the copper or brass sleeve that traditional mild steel upper stems must have to provide a non-corrosive surface for sealing the O-rings at the bottom of the lube chamber. We found that under certain conditions, water could creep underneath the old style thin brass sleeve and freeze. The expanding of the freezing water would split and crack the thin brass sleeve, allowing water to enter the lube chamber and destroy the lubricant within. We all know that when the lubricant is destroyed, the hydrants become very difficult or even impossible to operate. There's a stainless steel pin located on the upper stem rod that is used to engage the AVK supplied T-wrench. The pin and the T-wrench enable easy removal of the main valve assembly from the hydrant. No matter what the bury, the pin is always in the same place for easy access. AVK only requires our factory supplied T-wrench to remove the main valves for any bury depth hydrant. The T-wrench is also used to remove the hexagon stop nut from inside the bonnet lube chamber. AVK uses bayonet style retaining lugs on our outlet nozzles. The nozzle design is easily installed by pushing the outlet nozzle into the hydrant body, then rotating the nozzle about 40 degrees counterclockwise so it's in the locking position. There are two locking set screws to prevent the nozzle from rotating and also to help prevent excessive nozzle movement. This feature makes the nozzle much easier to replace in the field. However, it should be noted that the O-rings can be difficult to compress, so you may need a rubber mallet to tap the nozzle into place when you're installing it. And by the way, the nozzle cap retaining chains are a no-cost option. All AVK Series 27 fire hydrants come equipped with a traffic brake flange as standard equipment. The breakable traffic flange has 4 bolt holes so it can easily be attached to the 4-bolt lower flange of the hydrant nozzle section. There is a shallow groove machined around the top of the lower barrel or around top of the extension barrel into which a stainless steel snap ring is mounted. There's a thin machined lip on the inside of the breakable flange that grips the stainless steel snap ring mounted on the lower barrel. When hit by a car, the thin machined lip on the breakable flange will tear away, allowing the hydrant body to separate from the lower barrel. There are also small cast-in grooves near each of the 4 bolt holes of the breakable flange that may also fracture depending upon the angle of the car impact. To further resist corrosion, AVK uses stainless steel brake couplings, extension couplings, and coupling pins on all our dry barrel hydrant models. The use of stainless steels assures longer lifespan for the hydrant components, especially because the interior of these hydrants remain moist all through its life. The low profile design of the stem coupler also helps to improve water flow inside the hydrant, resulting in lower head losses. AVK hydrants include buried depth tags on top of the lower flange of the nozzle section, which makes it easy to determine the bury depth of the hydrant after it's been installed. The tag displayed on this hydrant shows a bury depth of 5 feet 0 inches. The smaller extension tag that comes with all extension kits indicates that this hydrant has been equipped with a 0-foot 6-inch extension. Therefore, a hydrant with both of these tags mounted on the nozzle flange section has a total bury depth of 5 foot 6 inches. Something to keep in mind is that all extension kits come with 2 non-breakable standpipe flanges, which are used to attach the lower end of the extension barrel to the upper end of the lower barrel. Both of these standpipe flanges have 5 bolt holes, so they cannot be confused with the 4-bolt breakable traffic flange. The lower barrel is made of ductile iron, giving the lower barrel high strength, but also helps reduce the overall weight of the hydrant. The 7-inch diameter lower barrel comes standard with a bituminous coating inside and out. Epoxy or polyurethane coatings for the lower barrel are options. The lower barrel is stenciled with the bury line, the depth of bury, and the opening direction. This makes them easier to identify in a distributor's yard or at the job site before installation. As an example, from the stenciled mark shown, the hydrant in the photo is a 5-foot bury, open left hydrant. The standard material for the lower stem rod is steel. However, as an option, AVK also offers 304 or 316 stainless steel lower stem rods for customers who suffer from very aggressive waters in their fire protection systems. The seat and drain rings are all bronze. The seat ring can be easily plugged to prevent draining if required. Drain ports are always located to the sides of the inlet base directly under the hose nozzles when the hydrant is shipped from the factory. Drain ports can be plugged internally on the seat ring or externally on the inlet shoe. If your hydrant must be plugged, we recommend plugging internally on the seat ring so that you have the option to unplug the hydrant in the future by removing the main valve to remove the screwed-in plugs. As mentioned previously, all bolting below ground is 304 stainless steel for corrosion resistance and long life. 316 bolting below ground is optional for those areas that have highly active corrosive soils. Located at the bottom of the hydrant is one of the most important features of the hydrant. It's the one-piece main valve that was patented by AVK. The main valve has a ductile iron core that is encapsulated with EPDM synthetic rubber. EPDM is resistant to chlorine, chloramine, and UV light to provide a long service life. The AVK main valve eliminates the large number of parts used by our competitors in their main valve, thus reducing your spare parts inventory, and it also makes it very easy to replace. The EPDM covering of the main valve is very durable, has an excellent memory, even though the hardness of the rubber is 85 on the Shore A scale. If a small stone should become embedded in the seating surface of the rubber, all you have to do is open the hydrant, flush the stone out. The memory characteristics of the EPDM rubber will enable the main valve to regain its original shape. So that makes it very durable and long-lasting. By the way, we are so confident in the performance of our one-piece main valve that it is covered by a separate 25-year warranty now. The hydrant base has a 5-bolt mounting pattern and uses the same 5-bolt standpipe flange that is supplied with our barrel extension kits. The 5 mounting bolts for the inlet shoe are 304 stainless steel with Teflon-coated hex nuts as standard equipment. The hex nuts are Teflon coated to prevent galling between the stainless steel bolts with the stainless steel nuts. 316 stainless steel bolting below ground is also available as an option, as I mentioned before. Another benefit from the 5-bolt design is that it helps provide a lower head loss because we are able to install the main valve ears in a particular position in every hydrant that will aid in directing the water flow upward when the hydrant is open. Testing has shown that the position of the main valve guide ears in relation to the pipe feeding water to the hydrant will greatly affect the total head loss. So we can now, with this design, assemble the hydrants every time to get the lowest possible head loss. The hydrant inlet shoes are equipped with an anode lug, which allows easy attachment of a wire that is connected to a sacrificial anode in areas where galvanic corrosion is a problem. With the anode lug, there's no need to weld on the thermite blocks, which can cause damage to the hydrant coatings and also to the rubber components. The anode lug can also be used as a tracer wire connection. There's an integral flat plate cast onto the back and bottom of the inlet shoe to steady the hydrant vertically during installation. AVK provides a wide range of in connections to connect the hydrant to the distribution system. For 4-inch pipe connections, we have MJ, flanged, and polyethylene, or what we call HDPE bases. For 6-inch pipe connections, we offer MJ, flanged, push-on, the polyethylene, and also a straight inlet connection. We also offer an MJ inlet base for 8-inch connections, and our newest offering is a 6-inch Hymax connection, which is a 1-bolt design. We also provide inlet bases equipped with what we call ISO 1092 standard flanges, specifically for 100 and 150 millimeter metric size pipes that are typically used in the Caribbean, some regions of Mexico, and other areas outside the USA. There are 3 barrel gaskets used in our 2700 and 2780 hydrants. They are all the same gasket to help reduce your spare parts inventory. The first gasket is located between the bonnet and the nozzle section on the 2780 nostalgic style, or in the 2700 model, it's between the nozzle section and the upper barrel. The second gasket is located between the nozzle section and the lower barrel, right at the breakable flange. The third gasket is located between the lower barrel and the inlet shoe. The gasket is made of NBR synthetic rubber to resist organic compounds that may be found in the soil around the hydrant. The gasket also has a stainless steel insert to help retain its round shape. The gasket has a short rubber skirt molded around its outer edge, so when you place it on the sealing surface, that skirt will help keep it in place. This feature also makes it much easier for one person to reassemble the hydrant and not worry about the gaskets moving out of place. As I just mentioned, a great advantage of AVK fire hydrants is that they have a low parts count. A low parts count is a benefit to everyone because they can maintain a smaller parts inventory with less overhead cost. Anytime we modify or update a component of the hydrant design, we try to make it interchangeable with all older Series 27 hydrants. This assures that AVK always has the parts our customers need, which expedites parts delivery, eliminates the customer's need to keep a large inventory, and reduces confusion when parts are ordered. If a customer orders a standard part by 1:00 p.m. Pacific time, that part will ship the same day. Custom parts such as outlet nozzles that have a special unique thread may take 3 to 6 days before we can ship them. AVK also simplifies the inspection, maintenance, and repair of our hydrants by providing a toolkit. The removal of all working components can be easily accomplished from above ground with the use of AVK's lightweight T-wrench and T-wrench centering tool. The toolkit includes our AVK operating wrench, which can be used to remove the operating nut, the thrust nut, or the outlet caps. Our T-wrench has a hex socket in one end that is used to remove the traveling stop nut. The other end of the T-wrench has a slot to engage the pin that is installed in the upper stem rod to remove the main valve in the seat ring. The T-wrench can be used with the AVK centering tool to reduce side-to-side movement of stem rods when you have deeper bury hydrants. The product range for the Series 27 hydrant is quite broad. Keep in mind that not all hydrant configurations are available for both the 2780 and the 2700. It's also important to remember that some nozzle configurations, such as the single pumper configuration, may not be recognized by UL or FM. The AWWA, UL, and FM standards all require a fire hydrant to have at least 2 outlet nozzles to be officially considered a fire protection hydrant. The 2780, or the nostalgic style hydrant, can be configured with a traditional 3 outlets, which is 1 pumper and 2 hose outlets. It can have 2 hose outlets with no pumper, 2 pumper outlets with no hose outlets, or as just a single pumper outlet. The 2700, or what we call a modern style hydrant, can be configured with the same traditional 3 outlets of 1 pumper and 2 hose, 2 pumper outlets with no hose outlets, or as a single pumper outlet. The modern style hydrant can be configured with 5 different above ground heights ranging from our standard 12-inch upper barrel up to our 30-inch alpine upper barrel, specifically intended for deep snow locations. The 2700 modern style hydrant may also be configured as a monitor hydrant with either a 3-inch or a 4-inch monitor nozzle mounting flange. We also offer a wide range of accessories. The lower barrel extension kits range from 6 inches to 60 inches, but on special requests, we can also manufacture custom length barrel extensions. Traffic repair kits are provided in case the hydrant is knocked over by a car. The tamper guard weather shield device is designed to lock the hydrant and prevent unauthorized operation. And we offer a flapper type hydrant check valve that is intended to prevent unauthorized contamination of the water system or to prevent cross connection of the distribution system. The options for an AVK fire hydrant are almost limitless, with all of the different choices of color, bury depth, opening direction, nozzle threads, operating nuts. AVK can manufacture over 610 trillion fire hydrants, no two alike. We can make the body, bonnet, and caps any color or combination of colors per the custom requirements of the water utility. We supply hundreds of different outlet nozzles and nozzle threads, as well as stores hose connections. We offer 3.5 inch, 4 inch, 4.5 inch, and 5 inch threaded pumper nozzles, as well as 4 inch and 5 inch stores pumper connections. Operating nuts come in 27 various sizes of squares, triangles, and pentagons. Lower stems can be steel or stainless steel. As standard, we provide 304 stainless steel bolting below ground with zinc plated bolting above ground, but as an option, we also offer 304 or 316 stainless steel bolting above ground and 316 bolting below ground. Drains can be unplugged or internally or externally plugged. Hydrants can be open left or open right, and bury depths can range from 12 inches down to more than 18 feet. There are so many different options that we like to use the AVK Hydrant Specification Worksheet. It's kind of a checklist for the distributor and the end user to help ensure that the customer receives exactly the hydrant that they need. So, as a quick overview and review, AVK fire hydrants are fully compliant with the requirements of AWWA C502 standard for dry barrel fire hydrants. Our hydrants are also listed by Underwriters Labs and approved by Factory Mutual. All AVK fire hydrants are certified to the NSF 61 standard for health effects and to the NSF 372 standard for low lead exposure. AVK has successfully completed seat testing, proof of design testing, shell testing, traffic impact testing, and flow testing as required by the various agencies that have standards for fire hydrants. There are many important fire hydrant construction features, everything from the weather shield to the stainless steel upper stem to the breakable traffic joint, are all designed to make AVK hydrants more corrosion resistant, long lasting, easier to maintain, install, and repair. The unique serial number on the hydrant operating nut allows AVK to track the history of the hydrant. AVK fire hydrants have a low parts count, which means our customers can maintain smaller parts inventory. The product range of the Series 27 hydrant is quite wide. We offer extension kits from 60 to 60 inches, and we can also provide custom lengths on special order. We offer traffic repair kits, lockable tamper guards, and hydrant check valves. Brings us to the end of the presentation on the Series 27 dry barrel fire hydrants. I'd like to mention you can always visit our website at americanavk.com for more information on our products. You can take a virtual tour of our manufacturing facility, download data sheets, watch installation and maintenance videos, or peruse our brochures. You can also have a no-cost online training program where you can review over 50 online courses to learn more about and be certified on AVK products. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for joining us for the presentation. And now I'd like to open it up for questions.